Hello and welcome back. Today we are building a simple weather app, but we are building it the professional way using MVVM, the same architecture used in real-world apps. Here is what we will do. Get live weather data from the internet, organize our code properly with the repository, use a view model to manage our data, create a clean and beautiful UI. This is a hands-on tutorial. Open Android Studio and let's build it together. So for this application, I will be using empty View activity. Click Next. Give your application some name. For me, I will just give it like my weather and click Finish. Once your app is ready, I will maximize the window, open up the Gradle script, and open the build.gradle.kts. So for this project, I will be using the build feature for the binding view as equal to true. So why I'm using this one? Just to get rid of the find view by ID extra step in our application. I add the view binding. The second thing, I will add my dependency. I will quickly copy and paste over here to save our time. What did I add? I add the material one. The material we will be using for our UI designing. A lifecycle view model we will be using for the live data and our view model. The retrofit we will be using to call our API, also the logging interceptors, and the activity we will be using for the activity operations. Sync our project and see if there is anything wrong. All good. One more thing we need to do is to give our application some permission. The first permission we need for the internet, and the second permission we will be using for the network state. You can see my code is automatically generated. It's all because I have activated the Gemini, and this Gemini is helping me to auto-complete my code. So our basic configuration is completed. I will close the manifest and the Gradle and go to our main activity. I will just see over here to the split between the code and the view. For the time-saving purpose, I will just quickly copy-paste my code over here. I will explain to you what did I did. You can find this code in the description also. So first, you can see what I'm missing here is the background gradient. I will quickly create that one. In the background gradient, I will show you. I can just copy paste over here in the drawable a gradient background which we created from our colors. The first color, the start color, and the end color, and the angle is 45. So this is our background gradient color, which is now satisfied. And the other things are just the colors. The colors and the IC search. The IC search, I can just right click on the drawable and go to the vector asset and just find here search. Click on the search, click OK, new our search icon, IC search, and go to next and finish. Okay, our search button is already satisfied. Now the only things remaining are the colors. I will go to the values, open the colors, and now I will just quickly copy paste the colors also. Remember, you can find this code in description, so no need to worry about like where you can find this code. So all these things I'm just copy and paste because to save our time. Okay, so if you go to the activity main layout, now everything is perfect. No error. So what did I do here is like the basic one scroll view, and then inside the scroll view, I create one linear layout on the vertical orientation. There is the header text, which is like my weather in my case, the app name. We can simply change that one in the string. I can just say my weather, and now you will see it with the space. And then I have the material card, which is like this one for the search bar. And there I have like a linear layout with the horizontal view. The first one is the edit text, and the second one is the search button. Below there is one progress bar. You can see first. It will be only visible if our application is calling through any API. So for now, I keep it gone. And then we have the TV error button. This text view will be only display if our API is written some errors. So you can see. So this is where it will be displaying. For now, we keep it gone. The third thing is here, our material card view, which is actually for, I will make it visible first, which is actually displaying our weather data. the temperature in centigrade and the fields like the temperature, humidity, and the wind. So this is what our UI will looks like. But first we need to keep it gone. Okay, so since we are done with our configuration and the UI part, so let's move to the Rail thing, which is actually our logic. So first I will delete my code, which is we will be not be using private late init var, and this one will be binding, and this is our activity binding, and below the onCreate super method. Then okay, thanks to the Gemini, which automatically generate code for me. Okay, so this is what our binding is activated. So anything now you want to access, like binding dot tv error, anything, you can simply just use binding and then write the name of the ID. Okay, so I'll close my IES folder and then go to our Kotlin.Java, and here, so since we are using the MVVM, let's create the directory structure. So I need data, and then I need ViewModel, I need UI, and in some cases I need utilities also. So first of all, in data, I need some more folders, and these folders will be model, API, and repository. Okay, so let's go to our API. First of all, let's create one interface, and that interface will be for our API call. Okay, I quickly show you what do you need, from where you will get the API. You need to go to the weatherapi.com and sign up. Once you sign up and sign in, you will see the dashboard, something like this, where you will see your API key. And then here you go to the API Explorer. First, let's copy our API key, go to the API Explorer, paste your API key over here, and then put any city name. For now, they put the London, so we just leave it as default, and show the response. You see, this is the API which has been called, and this is what the parameter has been passed. This is what the parameter has been passed, and this is what the response header looks like, and this is what the response body looks like. So I will copy this one. This is the API, copy, and go to our application, create one interface here. And this interface, I will say weather API service. In here, I will just copy paste this line, comment it, and based on this line, I will create one API call, API service call. So this is what our API will call. This is what I need to call the current.json, and from there, I need to create one suspend function for the get current weather. Inside here, what queries do I need? I need the key, I need the queue, and I need the AQI. So this is the parameters, and also let's say query AQI. So for AQI, I currently say yes. Why yes? Because I need to get more information from our API. So the queue is actually our query. Which city or location am I looking for? So I can just say query here, just for your, or maybe location is more good. Location. Okay, so our API service is already ready. So what are we doing here? Calling to the current.json, and these are the parameters we are passing: our API key, our query, and our AQI, that we need more information or not, the air quality we need or not. Okay, so this is done. Let's go to create one more file. In this one will be object, and we call it Retrofit instance. you will call the retrofit instance class. You can call it the HTTP client. And here, let's say private wall, and we will call it a base URL. Okay, so base URL, since you are calling our current.json, I will copy from here until current.json and paste it over here. This is our base URL. The second thing is private wall logging interceptor. This one is up to you. You want to use it or not. This one will log the request and response into your logs. So this one, log interceptor, I will say this one is HTTP logging interceptor, and we will apply. And what are we going to apply? The level is equal to HTTP interceptor dot level dot body. Okay, now we need to create the client. Create the OK HTTP client. So let's say private wall OK HTTP client, and this one we need to initiate with the OK HTTP client dot builder. Okay, and then we need to pass some parameters. First of all, the interceptor, add interceptor, and we will say login interceptor. The second thing is the connection timeout, and we can just say 30 times unit in seconds, 30 seconds, and we will add the read timeout also. It's up to you, you want to add or not, but it's good thing. Seconds, and write timeout also. Okay, write timeout 30 times seconds. Okay, now we need to build it. That's it. Okay. Our OK HTTP client, and now let's create the instance for our retrofit wall. Retrofit instance, retrofit. Okay, we need to import this by lazy. And what do we need to do here is the retrofit builder and base URL and OK HTTP client. Okay, it's already there. One more thing we need to add here is the converter factory, and that's one is the JSON factory. Okay, this one I think need to be import. Okay, so our retrofit instance is created. Now what we need to do is to lazy initialization for the API service. So we will say wall API service. We already created the API service over here, so we just need to lazy initialize it. And then we say whether API service by lazy. And here we say retrofit create whether API. Okay, all good. All right, nothing left here. Our API side is done. Let's go to our, okay, we need to create our model, but to create our model, let's create the data class here. And I say whether, sorry, create a data class, and I say weather response. And then here we have to add something more. Okay, let's grab our response first. Copy, paste. So in this response, what do I need? I need a location, current, data, and condition. That's it, I think, not much. I will just need the location first. So first of all, we'll need a location. I say wall location is location, wall current is current, and then I need to have a location, data class location, and then this location should have, I need to have a name from it, and the country. I just take the name and the country. I say wall name, and it should be string wall country, and this should be string also. Okay, so our location is okay, not this location. We don't need this location here. Okay, other one is data class, and this should be current. And what data I need from the current is actually I need the temperature and the condition. And the condition is already we created, the class is created automatically. So I need a temperature condition. Let's take the, what else do I need from here is humidity wall humidity humidity, and this one will be integer wall wind where is the wind, this one, and what's the wind, wind should be double wall feels like in centigrade, where is it, should be around here, feels like in centigrade. Okay, feels like is what data? Yeah, it's also double. Okay, humidity. These are the parameters we need. And from the condition, what do we need? Inside the condition, we have text icon. Let's take wall string text string, and wall icon is also string. Okay, that's it. We don't need this anymore. We have weather response. Okay, now let's go back to our weather services, and here we will say the response from OK HTTP should be weather response. Okay, this one is not OK HTTP response. This should be unexpected response, and it should be retrofit, not the OK HTTP. Okay, so we got this response model, everything done. Let's go to the repository. For the repository, we will create the class. Let's create one class and call it weather repository. Here we will create one constructor private wall API service will be passed here. API service, in our case it's weather API service, and return nothing. And here we will just create one suspend function to call the weather API to get weather data, and we just pass the location here. Location is a string, and return what it will return. It will return the result, but not this result. We need to create one utility class here. Let's create one class, call it result, and this result should be a sealed class used for sealed class representing the result of the API operation, can be either success or data or error with exception. So this is what we need, either success with the data or error, but this one will be result with the data should be with a T, and not any, this should be also T, and the success should be out with a T. All right, this should be result. Okay, here, yeah, out with a T. So the Auto generate is good, but you need to do many things to work for you. You need not many things, you just need some modification in your code to work accordingly. So make it work your way. Yeah, so result is done. So just come back to the repository. And in the repository, first let's just import our result com.example.myweather.utilities.result. And in here, you will say result from our utilities, and this should be weather response. Okay, and this is one function we need to return something, right? But for that, let's return, and we will move it into a try and catch, and this catch should have the exception, and this exception we will pass to our result.error, and we just pass this exception to our result. Okay, so inside the try, what do we need to do? We need to call our API, call response, and this response should be a response from our retrofit, and this should be weather response coming from API services.getWeatherData, and we need to find this location now to our API. So just pass the location. Not only location, actually, we need to pass two things. Let's check what our application requires. Go here, not here, here. So what do we need? We need the API key and location. So first of all, let's say key, API key. For the API key, let's go back to our service, and this is our API key, or you can grab back from your dashboard in the weatherapi.com. And in here, we will pass the API key. Second thing is the location. Location is location. Okay, this is done. It's still having some. Okay, we still didn't return anything. Okay, now I say if the response dot is successful, then all weather response is equal to response.body. I just get the response, and then now again I check if the weather response is not equal to null. These null checks are compulsory in the development. So I pass this to the result.success. Otherwise, I pass the response body is null, just the issue. And then here we need one more else. And this else will be result.exception. We just pass our exception over here. Yeah, nothing much. So what we need to do is try and catch. We call our API, grab the response, and then we say if the response is successful, and we grab the actual response from our response, and then we just checking if the response is not null, then pass it to result. And if it is null, just throw some issue. And if the API response is not successful, then just say API is failed. So that's what we did. And then if entire process there is some issue, it will throw a catch in the also store in the result. Okay, so repository part is done. Let's go to our view model. View model will be also just a class, weather view model. What we need to do in here, just to make it a view model, we just make a constructor. Inside the constructor, we require something called repository, which will be our weather repository, and we want to treat this class as a view model. Okay, so we will just need to put one view model over here. And okay, now go to the body of the view model. First thing, we need private vol weather data, which should be mutable live data of weather response. The second thing we need to make it accessible also. Weather data, and it should be live data of weather response, and it should be coming from the weather. This is a private object. We will pass our data in, we will store our weather data in this variable, and then we are passing this variable to the UI using this public variable. Nothing much. So live data, immutable live data. This one is not an issue. We'll see later. Private vol, we just say is loading, and this one should be mutable live data of boolean, and we also pass this as a is loading as equal. Loading should be live data of boolean, and coming from is loading. This one is still have some issue. Okay, it shouldn't be live data. This one should be, yeah. Why is there issue? It shouldn't have issue. See, this one is mutable and this one is live data. It doesn't have any issue. But why this one is issue? Oh, okay, here. This one should be response, not repository. Okay, so response. Now let's call error one. We say error message, and then this one error message should be error message. Yeah. And now we will call our API to fetch weather API for the given location. We will be using coroutine for backend operation. All right, so let's do function fetch weather data, and we will passing the location here as a string. Then we say is loading as equal to is loading dot value is equal to true. We start loading over here, and here we say view model scope dot launch. This one is where we are using the coroutine, and we for this launch try launch. Okay, this and this. Okay. We say when the wall result coming from our repository dot get weather data, and we put a location over there. So we grab our result, and now we check based on the result. Is result success? Okay, this result we need to again import it manually because this one is has some compatibility, and maybe this one already have in somewhere. And then we say utils.result. Okay, now if the result dot success, then we just simply passing our data to the view model, the weather data result.data we passing to our weather.data, and making the is loading should be the private one is loading.value is equal to false. And also I think no, not here. We just say error message dot value is equal to nothing, empty. And then we say is error, then we passing our error message. And also when this API is called and everything is compiled, then we just passing we just stopping our loading. Okay, This is the thing. Okay, here also we need to make it private one. All right, so nothing more. We are just calling our API over here and grabbing the result and then checking if the result is success, then storing our data in our weather data since we are storing over here, and then we can access from here. And then loading, we are passing over here, and then we can access over here. And the error message we are populating here, and then we can access from here with the UI. Okay. There are two ways to access to the view model. One is you can directly use, and the other way is to access it through the view model factory. So I will just teach you both. So this is your view model. You can just create view another one like view model factory to make it more clean, your code to make it looks more clean. Okay, here I will just need a private wall, and same thing, we just need a repository, and then this one will be your view model provider. This is more nicer way to actually work with the view model. Here, why do I need this factory is actually factory class for creating weather view model instance, handling dependency injection for view model. You can either use the dependency injection or you can use this factory method, factory class to access to the view model. So for now, I'm not using any dependency injection, so I will be using this view model factory provider. You can say view model provider. All right, let's create one surprise, and this surprise should be um, unchecked cost. Creating a new instance for the weather view model class. Okay, let's go for override function, and then we just say t is our any, and then say view model, and we say create. Let's remove this for now. We say create and the view model class, and then this the t is the data, and the return is also a data. Here, before returning our we just check our model is assignable from view model. Okay, then st, fine. Otherwise, then okay, we just, since we already throw illegal argument exception, and this should be an unknown view model class. All right, so we have like view model class Java, and passing repository to our view model and returning our view model. Okay, this t is anything you can find. You can pass here any view model. In future, you might have 10 view models, so you can pass over here and access it from here. Okay, so view model factory is ready. Just need to move our main activity to our UI. Go to our main activity. In our main activity, first here we need to initiate our view model, and we say private wall view model, and this should be weather view model by view models. Okay, just import the class. So this by view models should be imported. Okay, it will give me option later. So let's say view model view weather view model factory. Weather view model factory, and here we need to pass weather repository, and then to repository we need the weather retrofit instance. Okay, then this one is by ViewModel, ViewModel. By okay, I think we need to go to the back here. This one I need Where is our main directivity here? Let's see in future if there is any issue. First of all, we go here and say init views and this function, and we call setup observers. These two functions we need. First, let's create this function, and second, we create this function. Okay, setup observer and init view. Let's this one. And the third one, the initially I just say ViewModel dot fetch ViewModel, and then for now I give the location by default London. So whenever you visit the app, so you will see first there is the weather of the London, or you can just modify this one based on your current location. It's up to you. It's not for now I just put the London. So for the init view, what I will do here, I will just say binding dot button search dot set on click listener, and I will say the binding dot et search dot text. Let's say I just say wall location, and this location is coming from binding dot et search dot text dot to string dot trim. So I grab the location from the edit text, and then I check like if the location dot is not empty, then only ViewModel dot fetch the location, fetch the weather. Otherwise, you can just say binding dot search error, enter a location. Yeah. Instead of this, we can just show a toast dot make text, and here we set this and just some message, please enter location and short and blah blah blah. Okay, this is the toast we are showing. And let's go to the observer. Now we call the API over here, and here we need to observe the response. And in here I say ViewModel weather data dot observe, and from this observe what this, and we grab the weather data from our observer, and then we say weather data dot let update weather data. We need to update it here, or we can just create one. Let's say update weather UI, and we pass the data there. Let's create this function. So this function is the weather response, and this one is weather response, and we need to pass this data to each and every element. First is the location. We say location binding dot TV temperature dot text is equal to let's say, yeah, like this. And this one should be also not like this. We say give it two names. One is the name and then the country, and here is the, then we say binding the TV condition, then binding dot feels like dot text is equal to feels like, and this one doesn't need feels like, and what else? Binding dot humidity dot text should be weather response dot current dot humidity, and it should be in percentage. Binding dot wind dot text is equal to kilometer per hour. Yeah. Okay, and then what we need to say with binding dot weather card dot visibility is equal to view dot visible. Yep, that's the only things we need to update. And let's do more checks here. This is for our data. The second thing is for our loading. ViewModel dot is loading dot observe this and say is loading. Okay. Progress bar, yeah, that's the only thing. The progress bar visibility, we say if it is loading, visible, or it's gone. Other thing is the view model dot error message dot observe, and also this, and say error message. Now we say if error message dot is not empty, then only show the text. Binding dot error text dot text is equal to error message. Binding dot error dot visibility should be view dot visible, and the binding dot weather card dot visibility is equal to view dot gone. Okay. That's thing else binding dot error dot gone. All right, this is our observer, this is our UI. One more thing we need to do here is to hide the soft keyboard. We just say private fun hide keyboard, and the wall view is equal to this dot current focus, and then say view dot let wall I'm gesture, then get this one should be context dot input method service is method manager. Okay, context also need to import. Okay, then I say im dot hide soft input from window 8 dot window token 0. Okay, hide keyboard. Now we need to put the hide keyboard over here. If when the here. Okay, let's run our application now and see what's the issue, any issue or not. So now application is up and running. You can see the initial API is called from here. So we didn't touch anything. So first of all, let's check our New York, and this is what the weather in the New York is. And let's check our location, which is Kuala Lumpur. This is what weather do we have in Kuala Lumpur, and this is the centigrade and which rain nearby. This is the condition, and the feels like is 37, humidity is 53, wind is 14. Okay, all right, this is our application. You can find the source code in description. If you have any question, just leave a comment. I will reply to you. And thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.